Okay, so we're gonna do a power half hour tonight. It's only a half an hour, so it's gonna be like half the time of a normal like power hour that we normally do. And I just picked a couple things from the Success Club tracker that's in the back office. I also have it linked in my team page. I know Joy has copies of it if you guys need like direct access to it. Joy next week is going to show us where to find everything in the back office because it can be a little overwhelming going in there and trying to find everything. So she's going to show us where like you can find this tracker and things like that, but I do have it linked in my team page for you guys. So I just pulled like some of the important things off of the Success Club system to kind of shorten our time here. They do give you time limits to do everything. So this is actually more than an hour. I think it's closer to 2 hours, if I remember correctly, to do all of these things that are on here. But you can always shorten the times to make it work for something that's going to work in your schedule. The best thing that I could think of is for you guys to do like an actual hour, like set aside an hour a day to do this Success Club system, this tracker, and to do like an actual power hour. If you don't have an hour a day, even a half an hour is going to be better than nothing. And it doesn't have to be a power hour or a power half hour where you sit down for 30 minutes and you do everything. Like you can do your invites in the morning before you work out while you're drinking your Energize, or you can do your like following up with people or answering messages, things like that. You can do that throughout the day. So it doesn't all have to be done in like one sitting, especially for those of us that are like working full time. It's hard sometimes to get home from work and then, you know, have to cook dinner and do all these things and spend time with our family to actually sit down and like block yourself off from everything else to do this like a whole hour or 2 hours of work. So you can break it up into pieces of your day, and that's pockets of time. I couldn't think of the words. So that's just like using your pockets of time throughout the day. So maybe you have 10 minutes at the end of lunch every day that you could just sit down and send some invites out, or you have like as a teacher, I know like we have to stay at work. The kids leave at 2:30, but we have to be there till 3. So, you know, sometimes I'm done with everything and I don't have anything to work on. So for that 30 minutes, even though I'm at school, I'm in my classroom, I'm, you know, sending invites or following up with people or checking into my boot camp or just doing all those little things to fit in throughout my day so that I don't have to do everything when I get home from work. But we figured since today's the last day of September, some of you guys are pushing to hit Success Club. You might need one more person. I just hit Success Club today. Finally, it has been a rough month for myself. But, you know, sometimes it comes down to that last minute, that last day type of thing where you're trying to hit Success Club, get somebody that you've been talking to for a while to sign up and to join. But it's also a really good day, the last day of the month, to send out tons of invites to get you ready for the next month. Because now you have all those invites out, the odds are people aren't going to read those until either later tonight or tomorrow morning. So it's really great that they can have that thing first thing to wake up to. And now you've got conversations going for October already, which is super awesome. So we're going to do 30 minutes of a power hour. And I'm just breaking it up into 10-minute chunks. So we're just going to do 3 different things. The first thing we're going to do is invite. So I'll give you guys like a few minutes before we actually start the timer. But for inviting, for myself, I have like a script, or not a script, but it's like the same thing that I have found that works for me to send to my boot campers or to send to potential people. So I'm going to be using that to invite them. And it's just as simple as like, hey, I noticed you can go to your stories to find these people. Like Joy did a call on this before, like where to find these people to invite. You can go to your stories to see who has been watching your stories. And it could be as simple as saying, hey girl, I noticed you were watching my stories. I don't know if you saw in my stories, but I actually have my October boot camp coming up. I would love to get you some information on it. If that's something you'd be interested in, let me know. Like just something super short, super quick. You can also do people that have liked your recent post and just say like, hey, thanks for, you know, giving love on my post and supporting my health and fitness journey. My October boot camp is coming up. Would you like me to send you info? Like just something super short, super simple. That's similar to something that I'm going to be sending out here for these 10 minutes that we're going to be inviting for. And then after inviting, we're going to do 10 minutes of building connections. So absolutely no inviting, just purely going to people on your Instagram or on your Facebook and going to their feed, liking their things, commenting on their things, and creating that interaction. Even messaging them and being like, hey, I saw you posted this dinner, the dinner you had the other night that looks really good. Do you have the recipe for that? Just initiating connections that has nothing to do with your boot camp. That'll be for 10 minutes. And then the last 10 minutes, we'll do follow-ups. So anybody that you've ever invited in the past, you're going to go back to those people and you're going to invite them all to your October boot camp. Just say, hey, tomorrow is, the beginning of October. I would love to have you jump into our October boot camp with us. Is now a better time for you, or something like that. So that's kind of like the layout that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to set a timer, and we're going to all be muted, and we're all just going to do those things for that designated amount of time. And then when the timer goes off, then I will unmute myself and just say we're moving on to the next thing. And that's going to be our night tonight. I just figured it's a really great time with the last day of the month to get us all ready for October and get some invites out so that we can have some conversation started so that we can hit Success Club early in the month, and get as many people signed up for our October boot camp as we can. Does anybody have any questions before we start though? There's a couple minutes before we actually need to start. Any questions? You can pop them in the chat. You can unmute yourself. Okay, Steph said the follow-up portion.
I'm going to unmute myself because it's just easier like this. So that's what I've been doing all day since I was off today from work. So I've been doing a lot of the follow-ups. So every person that I've been messaging the last 2 months, I followed up a lot today. So I don't know.
Perfect. So for those last 10 minutes, you could either invite more new people, or like some of the other stuff would be, you can continue building connections with people, or you could use that time to grow your Instagram. So from that other training that we had done, you could use that last 10 minutes to go through and find people that look like you, look like people that would be similar to you, like similar things, and then just follow a bunch of people during that last 10 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions before we start? So the first thing we're doing is inviting. I'm going to get my timer ready. Okay, I have a timer set, so we're just going to go ahead and start sending out invites to people that you have never invited before. So I'm just going to mute myself, and then I will let you guys know when that time is up. Okay, that's time on inviting. Now we're going to do 10 minutes of building connections. So, no invites, just going to people that maybe follow you and going, or they like your stuff. They have been in your stories following along. They've liked some of your content, maybe commented on some of it, or just going to your followers and going through there to find who you can build connections with by just commenting on their stuff, liking a bunch of their recent pictures, and sending them a message, maybe to just start some interaction, some conversations back and forth. That'll get their eyes onto your Instagram to see your call to actions. So we're going to do 10 minutes on that as well. So I'm going to start the timer now. All right, that's it for that time. And then the last thing to do is follow up. There's only 7 minutes remaining on our Zoom, so it might cut us off at the end. I'm gonna actually stop it around 5 minutes. So I'm gonna set a timer for 5 minutes for our follow-ups. So just follow up for 5 minutes with anybody who you have ever reached out to in the past. If you've already done follow-ups today, then a good thing to do would be to just go through and start growing your Instagram for 5 minutes. So just go find other accounts that you can start following that will hopefully follow you back. So I'm going to do a 5 minute timer, and then that way the last 2 minutes I can answer any questions if you guys had any as you were going. So we'll do 5 minutes. Alrighty. I know that last one wasn't a ton of time to get follow-ups in, but you guys can keep working after the call is over too. If you have more people to follow up, tonight is the best night to send all those follow-ups and invites so that people are waking up to those first thing in the morning. So you have conversations going for October. Are there any questions before we get off of here? You can put them in the chat or you guys can unmute yourselves. I got lots of invites out, which felt good. No questions. Okay. Did you guys like doing Power Hour? Is it helpful to like have a time designated to like sit down and do this? I almost feel like if we did this like once a month, maybe like right at the end of the month might be good for kicking off the new month. Or we can even work in building them in maybe like scattered throughout the week too, like maybe one additional day a week or something. If Joy or I have availability, we can kind of schedule one to set up. Because I think they like kind of force us to sit down and actually do the things sometimes that we try to avoid. Okay, are you taking a picture, Joy? Okay, everybody smile before it kicks us off. Yay! Okay, well, I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. I'm going to keep doing my follow-ups here because I still have more to send, but hope you guys have a really great rest of your night. I hope this was helpful to kind of force us to do the things to get us ready for October. And if you guys have any questions, you can just message Joy or myself, and we will post the recording in our team pages so you guys can do this at any time. Like literally just open this team call up and then follow that power half hour, I guess. All right, bye.